before you started this process, I don't think you had any interest in transitioning away from Zachary. Right? For the most part, you were happy. The money was kind of there.
Yeah.
There were, you like the culture, you like the company. When did you kind of start to see that kind of like that glass break moment?
It wasn't even whenever I started looking. Whenever I started looking, it was really as part of any employment relationship. You're always advocating for yourself, and I'm always advocating for myself to get promoted in title and promoted in compensation. That's just something that I'm always advocating for. And yeah, I'd say that Zachary has done a really good job. They've promoted me. They've given me a lot of promotions. They've given me financial promotions, title promotions. We were working on what my next one would be, and I was like, I'd like to get some data points on some maybe salaries that are reasonable for my experience, and what titles that people think that my experience is attributable for. So I just kind of I didn't intensively apply for jobs, but I whenever I saw something on LinkedIn, or just LinkedIn, when I saw something that I thought was a fit, I was like, I'll just send it an application. And at first, I started out putting like some outrageous salary numbers, just numbers that I knew that weren't reasonable for me. And then I started toning it back into what I actually thought I was worth. And sure enough, as soon as I applied for this job with HDR at a salary point that I thought that I was worth, I got a bite. And the conversation went from there. But even then, going to my first conversation with them, I'm comfortable here. I like Zachary. I'm in a great role. I'm in a great position. I have great opportunities for upward mobility. I've been promoted. I've been training and I'm learning. So it wasn't one of those things where I was like, oh, I'm running away from something. There was no singular moment that I was like, oh, I got to run away from this. But I was just trying to get some data points. I'd been with the same company for 5 years, and it was time to at least see for the first time what I was worth.
Yeah. I'm miscommunicating. I just made a pilot, then they threw me on the stations. Now I'm not complaining. My thoughts get complicated. I cannot explain in lameness. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries. Thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify. They put me on the station.